Hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Hannah, and this is kind of my first YouTube video. I started this channel a couple years ago, and I did it as like follow me around the Dayton Festival or this festival or to log my study abroad journey. But I had never actually done like a face-to-face video. I'd always wanted to, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. And recently I've really gotten into vintage. I had always liked vintage things, liked music and clothes, and just never really had gone out and pursued it and bought a lot of things. But about 2 years ago I really started getting to wearing vintage fashion, and so I've been thrifting and doing all that kind of thing a lot more. I've also really wanted to be more sustainable. I don't think I've actually bought something that's not been thrifted in a very long time, but that's just me personally, because usually a lot of times even when I go to the store I don't see clothes that I really like to wear. A lot of the things that I do like to wear are in fact in thrift stores, so that's usually where I'm at. So I know a lot of people like YouTube hauls, and so I decided maybe you guys would want to see this one, since recently I went out and I got a lot of 70s inspired things. So I thought maybe, hey, I could do a 70s inspired haul video. Usually I don't go out and buy a bunch at one time, but I hadn't gone out and gone thrifting since the summer, and this summer I got a lot of 80s clothes. A lot of 80s clothes and a lot of 80s music, like Duran Duran, cassettes and all that. So if that's something you guys are wanting to see, 80s collection kind of mini haul from the summer, I can do that. A lot of it actually resembles a lot of Stranger Things clothes, even though I got them way before Stranger Things came out, which was ironic. So let me know if you want to see that. But usually I go and I just buy something here and something there and just kind of collect it. I've really minimized a lot of my things. In February I think I had gone through all my stuff and had 6 bags of donating clothes. And that's just because my whole life I had just bought a lot of stuff and I never got rid of really anything. And then as I've gotten older I've realized I don't need this, and so I've donated a lot of it. And so I really don't go shopping a whole ton. But I've been really needing a lot of new clothes. I started exercising a lot at the beginning of the year, so I lost weight and needed to get different sized clothes. And so I've just been going to stores and grabbing one thing, grabbing another. But most recently I went to a lot of garage sales and a lot of consignment and thrift stores that actually had big sales. And so I thought, hey, since I got a lot of stuff in the past 2 weeks, might as well do this video. I am hoping to go to an antique mall in a couple weeks, and I really love 40s fashion, but as you can see a lot of the things that I have aren't 40s, they're more of 70s. And the reason why is a lot of times when I go to the thrift store, a lot of things that I find is 70s and 80s, sometimes 60s inspired. I really don't find a lot of 50s or 40s things unless it's music. So I'm really hoping to broaden that 40s and 50s kind of style range. But I can't really find that at thrift stores. So I'm hoping to go to the antique mall and maybe get a lot of those things. If I do go, I'll definitely film it. I have been really bad about vlogging in public. In fact, the video footage that you'll see of the thrift store is actually taken on my phone, because I didn't know how to carry this massive DSLR camera into a store. So this is just a little 70s haul. I know a lot of people do like 70s. A lot of more people are more into the 40s spectrum or the 50s spectrum, so I hope some people like this. If you are wanting to see more of the 80s side of my wardrobe, let me know. I can do another video of that, as I said. But this is just something that's really simple, and I hope you guys like it. place that we went to was actually this like consignment thrift shop that I'd actually never been to before. It's kind of local and I just hadn't been there. I think it's newer. I had never heard of it until like about 2 months ago. But it's in an area that I never really go to, and so once we went, I was really excited. It's the place that has like the sewing machine. I really want that sewing machine. I sew everything by hand. One, because technology hates me, and the sewing machine that I've had since I was younger is like broken. I don't know how to fix it. Like the bobbin is like not threading from the bottom. Even my father, who's like the #1 technology person, can't figure it out. I'm gonna try to take it to like a sewing machine repair shop and see if they can figure it out. But we'll see about that. But I did get fabric. And this fabric, it really reminds me of like 60s, 70s kind of patterns. In fact, I showed it to my mom and my mom was like, I'm 99% sure I had that fabric into a dress as a kid in the 70s. So it's kind of funny. So I really, really liked this, and like looking at the fabric itself, it's in perfect condition. Someone just never used it. They bought it and they just never used it, and I really, really love it. I cleaned it of course everything's been washed. I think it's about 2 yards here. I'm one of those people that I just like lay across the fabric and be like, yep, that works. Measuring is just a nightmare, which is I got some patterns at Goodwill the same day that I went, and I ended up buying those patterns. I haven't used patterns since I was like 10. And I had my grandma to help me because I was doing a 4-H pattern, so we'll see how it goes. So I don't know if I'm going to make this into a skirt. There's definitely enough for that, but there's also enough for like a mini dress, like a mod dress, or a blouse. So I haven't decided what I want to do with that yet. I also got this fabric, which is this like nice sheen. I don't know fabrics. I think it's like a cotton sateen. I think there's about 3 or 4 yards here, and it's definitely enough to make a blouse. I've always wanted like a nice cream blouse in this pattern. The other thing I got was this brooch. I don't really go and buy jewelry when I'm thrift shopping because one, either I can't find it or it's just not my style. And I'm starting a brooch collection. I have like a Christmas brooch and a couple brooches I got from family members. But this one I really like. It kind of reminds me of like 70s crescent moons that you would see like when they pinned it with their like white shirts. So I got that. I think it's just really pretty, and I like mixing silver and gold. I did get this scarf. This looks very like 70s paisley to me. The tag is definitely vintage. I can't really tell. I think it's more of like 80s or 70s. I don't know if it's true 70s. If it is, it's in very good condition. I think this would be really good to wear around the neck or just like put it in my hair and use like as a headband, like tie it up. That I went to is actually like a Goodwill near me that I usually find quite a few things at. I go every once in a while, and the only time I really purchase anything if it's something that I really, really want, or if it has like the color of the day. And what my luck that actually a couple things was the color of the day that I really liked. I've been looking for some like 1970s pants, like or inspired pants that could like pass for 70s. I found these. I'll have like far away shots of me trying to wear stuff, but the thing is these are a little big on me. They're like size medium, and I probably need a size small. And then also like they fit really loose, as I'll like show in the video. I don't know if I want to like tuck them and see if like kind of like make them into bell bottoms or leave them loose to pass as like kind of 1940s like women's day trousers that they used to wear for work. Way, it's like the colors that I absolutely love. When I actually sent this to one of my family members, if you've ever seen the movie High Anxiety from Mel Brooks, they had to point out that like half the clothes I wear is inspired by that like one girl where she like shows up in plaid and she like matches everything, including like her car matches her, everything's plaid. So I'm now calling these my high anxiety pants, since everyone jokes about me always matching all my plaid because I have a lot of plaid items. And then I got this skirt. It's not really, I wouldn't say it's vintage inspired, but I really do like it. It's very autumn inspired. Linen skirt, And I really like it on, and I really like the colors, but I'm thinking about making it short, like hemming it and turning it into a mini, so it could pass as kind of like a mini skirt from like the 60s or 70s. But I haven't decided yet. I just really like the skirt, and I think it's perfect for like November because it has that kind of like harvest wheat feel. So I might be altering that one. And then another skirt that I got is actually this one. And it was much longer. It was like old lady longer, like all the way past the knees pencil skirt. And I like pencil skirts on other people, but I don't have the shape for a pencil skirt. I either wear like A-line skirts or mini skirts, because every time I wear a pencil skirt, I look like, God, what's her, it's Carol Burnett's character in her show where she like walks. I think it's like Mrs. Wiggins or Miss Higgins. I can't remember, but she looks like the continent of Africa, like that episode. I'll have to like include like a little gif where like she's walking. That's how I feel when I wear like pencil skirts. So I've already hemmed this one into like a mini skirt. Then I found this one as well, and this one's a little big on me. This one I don't really need to hem or anything, but it's just a little loose. This one I haven't really decided how much I like it. I really like it. I got it for a really good price. It's actually like J. Crew, I think. J. Crew. And it just reminds me of those like bright 60s like kind of crazy color patterns, and it looks really good with like a white turtleneck. It's more of like a summer transition into fall kind of skirt, so I won't be probably wearing this at all in the fall. I also got this dress, which was also half off. I'm not super crazy about it. I really like it, but what I think is kind of off for me is that it's a little too big. For me, I need like size 4 dresses, but I need like size 2 shoulders. I have like really petite shoulders, and so a lot of the times these fit too loose on me, so I'll probably have to cut and like re-sew the shoulders. And then once again, it looks good long, but I feel like getting that like retro vibe, I need to make it a little bit shorter. So I haven't decided if I want to cut this hem off and re-sew it up. That's something that I'm probably going to leave for a while. This I might be able to wear a little bit more this fall if I wear like it with a sweater and tights. But this is also something that I think I'm going to be pulling out in the spring and the fall. And then I also got this top, which is way too big for me, but I like that. It's an 80s top. I actually already cut the shoulder pads out because 1, love the 80s, not the shoulder pads. And then 2, like the foam was like decomposing. Like, you know when you find like the old foam pads that they're like falling apart. So I just trashed those. They were like unsavable. This is like way too big. It's a size 14. But what I like about it is it's so big. It tucks into my like 80s high-waisted jeans that I have. And it gives it this kind of like comfy, loose feeling that you could eat like 4 burritos and still be good kind of feeling. I don't like how too sheer it is, but it's nice when it's really warm. I wore this recently when we had like a really hot day, and it was really nice to wear, and it looks really good actually as 40s as well. If I like roll up the sleeves and then pair it with a pale skirt that I have already, it kind of gives it more of like a 40s 50s look, which I really do like. And then lastly I got this shirt. And I think this is 90s, but it really gave me like that 70s kind of like, I don't know why, but it reminds me of like Hyde from that 70s show. It looks really good with like I have like this suede mini skirt, and then I have really tall like knee-high boots. It looks really good with it, and then like a tan suede jacket. The last things that I got at Goodwill was actually these patterns, and I haven't actually been able to go through the patterns and see if there's anything missing. I don't know patterns very well, as I mentioned, but I really want to make this pattern. Going through these and like pulling out all the patterns and making sure they're all there. I think they're actually all there because like it's very neatly folded. I don't think anyone's actually used this. And then I actually got this one too, and it's supposed to be like 8 dresses in one. And then the last thing I got is this silk ribbon embroidery. I've never done silk embroidery or like ribbon embroidery, but I saw Angelica Costuming, I think it is. She has a YouTube channel. I just recently started watching her and I love her, and she did this dress and it had this like ribbon embroidery, and I saw it and I was like, well, I want to learn how to do that. I think it's super cool because I've done like embroidery before, but I've always seen like the ribbon embroidery and been like, I don't know if I could do that. And so here's like a miniature kit, I guess, to practice. I mean, it was 99 cents. I might as well try it. Guard dog. See, come here. Come on. This is my guard dog. Oh, thank you. Are you gonna stay here for the rest of the video? Oh, okay. You good? Move your butt. Thank you. So the other place that I went to is actually this bookstore that's nearby, and it actually has a lot of records down in the basement. In between like the months of September and January last year, I bought a lot of records. I've always had records and I've always wanted them like to get more, but I never had like a record player until about 4 years ago. I got this record player, and I'm hoping to like one day get a record cabinet, which is why when I saw that record cabinet in the thrift store, which I think I'll show in this video, I really wanted it. But of course it had like a lot of work that needs done, and I don't have room for a massive record player right now. So like I've actually been buying a lot of records since I bought this. And so this entire side right here is full of records, and then this side is starting to fill up, and then that caddy is actually full of records too. So if you guys are ever wanting to see like a record video, let me know. So I haven't really bought music recently because I have so much, and I've told myself, don't buy music unless you see something like you really, really want or it's a good price. And so I actually stopped there for the first time in like months, and I got this one, which is Foreigner, which is I Need You and Cold as Ice, and I just went and saw them this summer. They're one of my favorite bands, so I had to get this one. And then I got ABBA, Dancing Queen, and That's Me. And then I got Donna Summer's Hot Stuff and Journey to the Center of the Heart. Hot Stuff is just like an iconic song. I love disco. Donna Summer, I like her. Of course, like my favorite disco is probably like the Bee Gees or like the Cornelius Brothers and like Casey and the Sunshine Band. And then I also got some 78s. This one's Hazel Scott's Hallelujah and Dark Eyes. This one I think is from 30s or 40s. And then I got Doris Day's Quicksilver and Crocodile Tears. And I've heard this song before, it's one of my favorites. And then this is the one that I'm like thrilled about. I already have like 4 or 5 Andrew Sister records, but every time I find an Andrew Sister record, they're always like cracked right down the middle or just like in pieces. And this one actually has a chip, so if I play the song I have to like skip over. And then this one actually I got for really cheap because I found this shoved like in between a bunch of other records like on the floor. I'm that person that will sit and go through like all the bins on the floor and like go through all of the individuals just to find the ones that nobody else wants to look for, and it usually pays off, like finding the Andrew Sisters and like ABBA and things like that. This is the Doors, and I love the Doors. This is their Strange Days album. So I actually found this one and I went up to the guy and I was like, how much for it, because it has no case, and so he told me like 99 cents, and I was like, I'll take it. And then this one I actually had to pay more for because I think I paid like $4 for it, which was totally worth it. It's actually the Twist Party by Chubby Checker. The other place that I went to was actually a garage sale, and I didn't film there because it's somebody's house and I wouldn't want to be filming there. But I got this record. It's Irving Berlin's, and the case of course is not like in perfect condition, but it's amazing. It has like Heat Wave and Blue Skies and Putting on the Ritz. And at the garage sale I also got a box of sewing supplies. pretty much everything's 50s, 60s, and 70s. I think there's like one thing from the 80s, which I was just like super excited about. So got some sewing supplies. Also got this jacket, which I think is 80s or 90s, trying to look up like the brand and everything. It's a guy's jacket, but it's really warm and it fits me really, really well. And it reminds me of Kelso's jacket on that 70s show. And I think I paid like $2 for it. And the last thing I got was actually this hat. I really want to start a vintage hat collection. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this one. It's really, really small on me. I haven't decided. I know it is 50s or like early 60s. I actually bought it is because it says Rikes, Dayton, Ohio. And my grandma, when she was in high school, was actually a Rikes model. She worked at Rikes. She had like the itty bittiest feet, like size 4 or 5, I think. I think it's size 4. So I don't know if I'm going to resell it or not, but I kind of had to grab it. I might just even just keep it to collect it. I don't like just collecting things. I like to buy things and have a use for them. I don't want to be wasteful, but this is just really neat, and it's like perfect condition. Like the tag's a little worn, but it's just absolutely fantastic. So that's pretty much it. This is just like kind of a short haul. I don't know how this will turn out since this is kind of like my first video, as I said, but I really hope you guys like it and kind of wanted to see it. I've been wanting to do like an outfit video of like fall outfits, but I just haven't got around to doing it. A lot of times when I have the outfits on, I don't like go out and film it. I'm usually going places or like with family members, so I don't really film it, but I'm gonna try that. So like let me know if you guys want to see. I have a lot of clothes that are like 70s, is more like what I wear, but I'm hoping to do more of like 50s and 60s kind of looks in the winter season. I'm supposed to remind people to like, comment, and subscribe, but do that if you want to. But I really would like to hear feedback about like what you guys want to see on this channel. I'm really just like really trying to do this and like trying to do more videos and more of like talking videos to you guys and not just like bullet journal videos. So I'd like to hear feedback of what you guys want to see. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you're having a wonderful fall season. Happy November, and I can't wait to see you back on this channel. Bye!